So recently, two Amazon sellers came to me thinking they just need to push harder in the US marketplace to grow their sales, but both were completely wrong. The first one had an amazing product, but there just was no search volume for the actual listing in the US marketplace. Second one was pretty much dominating their sub niche and had nowhere else to grow. So both solutions, external expansion to international marketplaces. So I just recently made a LinkedIn post about this, explaining the entire situation. So two different brand owners in completely different categories. One was selling, in the hiking category. Other one was selling in the home appliances. And they both came to me wondering how can we grow our US sales. Now, they were both in different situations. One felt like he was just stagnant for years, doing 40 to 60K for the last 5 years. Other one was like his sales were just not growing at all and he was stuck. Now, the thing is, they were just focused on the US marketplace. They're like, we got to figure out what's the issue here. We have competitors doing this, that, why are we stuck? No. Then, when we do actual analysis, we identify certain things in terms of the actual market the product is in. So, for example, the one selling in the hiking product, his product was super niche, It's very specific. He did not have many direct competitors. Now, this is good in hindsight. You have a whole blue ocean here with no competitors, and you're just the main one with the innovative product. Issue is, no one was searching for his product. So the specific keywords for his product were not being searched for, so people could not find his actual product, right? That's the issue with this. You cannot create demand on Amazon. It's very hard. The only way to create demand is through external traffic methods like a TikTok shop, Shopify, and people are searching up for these keywords. But obviously he did not have the budget for this or just was not doing it at all. So it was very hard. So it was a very niche product, high quality, great branding. He had a lot of partnerships, doing really, really good. But there was zero keyword demand in the US, and no amount of PPC listing tweaks that we could do could change that. Because if we were going to target the bigger audience and the bigger keywords, that's a whole new market with way more competitors. And the people that actually want to buy a product might not be searching for the generic keywords. So I told them it is tough to create demand out of thin air. Now, this is the most important part. So he has a distributor selling his products in Amazon China, and he was absolutely crushing his sales in the US. So we ran data on Amazon Japan for the main keywords that he wants to be searched for, and we identified it was a completely drastic difference. There was high search volume, people were actually searching for it, cultural relevance, and obviously the distributors who were selling his product were already doing really, really well. Hey, if you're an Amazon seller serious about scaling your business on Amazon, we're offering a free in-depth audit of your brand. We'll cover exactly what's working, what's not working, and give you a plan of action to efficiently scale. So it should be the first link in the bio and also in the comments, and we'll get that forward to you. Now let's get back to the video. So if we have a look here, these are pretty much the numbers from the Japan marketplace regarding his product, and the distributor sent it over. Now you can have a look here. So these are all the most relevant keywords. I'm hiding them right here. But you can see in the Japanese marketplace, the number of impressions and orders he was getting. People were actually searching for these super relevant keywords and niche keywords around his product. Now, even you look at the ROAS, look at the ROAS, 13.8 ROAS, 8.4, even with 40 orders, 35 orders, crushing it. Now, the same keywords with volume in the USA. Zero volume in the USA. No keywords. People are not searching for it in the US, Europe, anywhere. So what does this indicate? Okay, this indicates he should take control of the Japan marketplace for his product instead of distributors and focus his entire efforts there, because people are actively searching for his product in that marketplace. You don't have to create demand out of thin air. A lot of brands make an issue where they think they have such an innovative, amazing product, which they probably do, but they don't realize that people are not searching for their specific product. They might think that they want the solution, but they don't know about it. They haven't searched for it on Amazon, right? If I'm selling a backpack, I'm gonna search just a backpack or a hiking backpack, not a backpack with this feature, this and that, super specific. So this was his biggest issue. So his thing is to focus on Japan and try to get his sales up there and take over the listings. Now let's have a look at another scenario for another brand I was talking to. So pretty much this brand has been selling for over 10 years now. They were doing about 40 to 60K a month, and he was always wondering, I cannot grow at all. I just cannot grow at all. Okay. Now, when we did a whole analysis, we identified he was already ranked number one in his space for his sub niche. He had dominated most of the keywords in the category. He had competitors, but they were doing much less than him, and his product was at the top for all of it, his variations. So he kept asking, what do I do to grow? I said, have you tried expansion into the US, into Canada, Europe, so on and so forth? He said, yeah, I've looked into it, but just haven't found a way to do it. And then once we did analysis, we identified there was so much search volume around his actual products in these marketplaces, and there was no direct competitor that was absolutely crushing it. So he was so focused on the US, how can I grow more? I'm already doing good here. How can I grow? How can I grow? You need to expand your business into other marketplaces because there's a lack of demand in those places for your products, and people might be searching for it, okay? So if you start listing your products, get it up, there's new customers there who are looking to buy in Canada or Europe compared to the US, and you're just fishing in a much bigger ocean then. We also showed them some options in terms of the US marketplace, like going broader in terms of keywords, but obviously it'll be much harder to scale. Your advertising is going to go up because people aren't searching for as specific products anymore. And also launch a new product in the same niche. Those are ways you can scale in a market where you're already like sort of tapped out and have captured most of the share. But I think it's better if we just go international into untapped markets where people might be searching for your product, but there's nothing there in the market yet for them to actually buy. So what is the gist of all this? Pretty much, it's very hard to create demand out of thin air unless you're a very established brand off of Amazon bringing in external traffic. And you should really do your proper product research before you even start launching a product, right? That's the biggest thing. For example, I started selling products years ago and the listings were not good at all. But there are a lot of people actually searching for the product, so I was generating sales. So this is very important. Analyze the markets. If your product is more suitable in a different country, look into that. There's customers searching for your actual products versus being so fixated on the US marketplace or whatever country you're supposed to be in. Let me know your thoughts on international expansion, and if you need help with this, hit the link in bio for a free call where we can go over how we can help you guys. Peace out.